All right, we're on. All right, thanks for joining us. My name is Danny. I am the buyer of accessories and hydration at Playmakers, along with my staff member Anthony. You can introduce yourself.
I'm Anthony. I kind of help out with a lot around the store. I don't have an official buyer title, but I'm always helping Danny out with some nutrition stuff.
So a few things we're going to talk about today. We're going to go briefly over nutrition, hydration, and some specific accessories that might be good in general, especially around the winter time for you guys. First up, I do want to talk about our nutrition side of things. That can be everything from your different electrolyte sport drinks, to maybe something you're taking during a walk or run activity, or something for after activity as well. First up, let's talk about, I guess, more the hydration side of things. So your electrolyte drinks. We carry a lot of different products here at the store, and I know you guys have trained with some different things, Noon specifically, at different training runs if you've been with our programs before. During runs, sometimes if you're out for 45 minutes or longer, you may need to take in some calories since you're burning a lot. And that can be in different forms. That can be something like a gel, that could be a chew, almost like a gummy of some sort. Could be even something like some jelly beans as well. One of my favorites I'm going to pick on is Honey Stinger, especially in the winter. It does not freeze like a lot of other products. Honey naturally will not freeze for a certain temperature, and I don't think we get those in Michigan.
You shouldn't.
Right. So that's just a couple different products. Sometimes before an activity, it's a good idea to hydrate during the day. So I worked all day and I've been hydrating throughout it, knowing that I was going to be active later on. That can also be some fuel, like taking something like a waffle, or a Clif Bar as well, before an activity or even after activity. Related to that, recovery, usually taking some protein can be very beneficial. We carry a lot of different products like our UCAN that you can use afterwards. But that's just kind of a brief overview of the nutrition side of things. Anthony, if you wanted to add anything else particular on something that you like.
Yeah, I think a really great opportunity to kind of mix that hydration and nutrition is a product like our Scratch here, because you're going to have calories and electrolytes in a product like this, so you can hydrate while still fueling for those longer distance activities. Another really awesome thing to think about too is just because you're not feeling as sweaty, you're still sweating. You're still going to need some of that water back into your body, and this kind of helps you hold on to it a little bit nicer.
So that's kind of a nutrition side of things as a whole. We do actually have some Noon Sport single-use tablets. So if you want to stop into Playmakers just to try the product, we have a couple flavors that we can hand out to you guys as well. Just go up to the front counter and we'll have them up there for you. But if you have any questions about that more in depth, maybe as you're training for something, you can come into the store or even call and ask us those questions from there. So we'll go on from there to the hydration side, and that's going to be more your different packs and ways to carry water or your Scratch, things like that. And Anthony can talk about some of the differences on some of the things that we carry.
Yeah, so we're going to have three main styles of basically bringing your hydration with you, kind of the best way to carry your liquids without it being, obnoxious. If you've ever carried a big water bottle, you carry like a hydro flask around, it's not something you're going to want for activity. You're going to want something that's going to be either a little bit slimmer, something like the Amplipod here that you can actually just grip onto. It has a handle, so it's not going to get into the way when you're running. This one's actually a little bit flexible, so it's going to form to the hand, and you kind of squeeze to get some of the liquid out there. Another form of carrying some of that hydration and nutrition actually is something like a waist belt style. So a style like that is going to sit around almost like a fanny pack, and this part's going to be on the back here. You've got lots of different pockets, so you can kind of throw all your gels and shoes or anything else like that inside of it. And you're still going to have a bottle system on here, so you can still fuel and hydrate while you're on those longer runs. And if you get into something even longer than what you would need for something like that, there are styles like an actual vest. So you can see you've got fuel bottles on here. You've got plenty of space in the back if you want to throw an extra bladder in there. Very popular for longer distance trail running activities. And it's going to sit around tight on the body. So again, not too much movement on there. You don't want it to be feeling like it's sloshing around and making you uncomfortable at all.
Speaking of all that, even in the winter, it is a very good idea to hydrate, especially if you're going to be out there for a longer period of time. That can vary from person to person. So that could be you need something every 30 minutes, or maybe you need something every hour, or anywhere in between as well. But fuel is still very important this time of year. So. From there, we'll go on to some of our favorite accessories, something that could be very good for the winter or just something in general, no matter what time of year it would be. So as you can tell, by 5 o'clock, it's already dark. So visibility is a big thing this time of year, and important in general, even if you're just out at night. So visibility wise, there's two types. There's active, which is going to be something like this light here, that if I hold it long enough, it's going to light up, and this actually strobes as well. So that is an active light. There's also passive visibility as well. So that's going to be something that reflects. For example, technically on this little headlamp here, on the cord, all of this reflects if light hits it. And it's a good idea to have that 360 degrees around your body. So wherever light is hitting, or wherever a car or whoever might be coming in contact with you, they can see you. So even if it's not something that we carry, if you have visibility, it's very important. Anything to add, Anthony?
Yeah, another point on that is wearing black at night for your run is probably not the smartest idea. So anything with a brighter color too with that reflective is just going to be more easily seen too.
Yeah, very good point. Along that safety line, there can be other things like people definitely think about like an alarm. So we carry something from Nathan that actually is a siren. So if you need help or you need someone to hear you, that's a good option. We also carry things like pepper spray as well. So that could go into that safety element in a different form. Kind of on from there, using different rollers can be very beneficial, whether it's a foam roller or it's a hand roller. One of my favorites is the R8 from Roll Recovery. This scares people a little bit, I'll admit it. But this is my favorite tool to kind of loosen up the muscles. Big thing about it is, unlike traditional rollers, you have to use your own pressure on your body or on your muscles to get that benefit from rolling out, where this actually has some hinges to it. So once you kind of rolled onto that part of the body, I can even use my hand if I want as well to let it do the pressure for you. Think of it like a deeper massage more than anything. So I know one of Anthony's favorite tools is the foot rubs.
Yeah. So this is really just a small spiked ball. My favorite part about it is that it's really easy to just carry around. So if you're ever having a little bit of foot pain, or sometimes I get a little tight right in the shoulder area, I can just take that with me wherever I go, throw it on the ground, roll my foot out, loosen everything up, or even just kind of put it against the wall and rub out my shoulders when they get a little too tight. It's just a really simple way to bring some of that recovery in a system that's not quite as big as the R8.
Good point. I love to use it before and after a long day at work even as well. So another thing to think about in the winter accessory wise is traction devices like these. There's a lot of different brands out there. We carry everything from Yak Tracks to a lot of people know to some brands that people don't know, like our corkers here. Nice thing about that is it doesn't affect the shoe too much on how it attaches, mainly because it has this little boa on top here. And if we look at the bottom of it, there's spikes on the bottom of it. So that works really well with ice. Sometimes you'll see some different devices that have little metal coils on there. That traditionally works better just in snow compared to ice. If you want something more aggressive, like this from Hill Sound as well, you can see the little spikes off here. They're pretty sharp. You could use this for hiking or in terms of those conditions where it's icy and snowy. I do like the corkers a little bit better if you're going to be more on that sidewalk, because there's going to be times where it's clear and then it's not as well, depending on if people shovel or not. But those are just a couple different things to kind of look out for. Good gift ideas for a lot of these different types of products as well. Anytime you want to come into the store, or you can message us on playmakers.com, or even call us as well. We can answer those questions that you may have. And you can get my email address. I'll get it to Cindy and Rob and everyone else part of the team. So you can reach out to me directly if you'd like as well. But that's kind of the main things we're looking at this season. And thank you for joining us. Anthony, anything else to add?
No, thanks for all this opportunity. And seriously, if you guys have any questions at all, like even something like diving in a little bit more into part of this, like feel free to let us know. We'll hook you up with the right